Hey parents, have you ever heard of the word HRV, or the acronym HRV? It stands for Heart Rate Variability. This system, which we do here in the office, helps us understand basically how well we adapt. HRV, Heart Rate Variability, looks at our nervous system's ability to adapt to environmental stressors. And those environmental stressors are how we think, how we eat, and how we move. Now, in the thinking, it really has everything to do with kind of our hope. Are we looking positively at the future, or are we looking in a protective, oh my gosh, something might go bad in the future? Those would be the two primary branches of the autonomic nervous system, called the sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is fight or flight. So that would be doom and gloom. That would be, there's a big bear in front of me, oh my gosh, I could die. And the parasympathetic is easily referred to as the rest and digest nerve, so it's the calming nerves. It's where we go when we're sleeping. It's where we go when we're with our family. We feel very, very, very safe and protected, and we feel engaged. And we have that kind of like that attitude of what's next, what's going to happen tomorrow. We think about the future because it's also in the growth and our developmental part of our brain. So this HRV can literally measure how much your body's either in protective mode or in growth mode. Now, keep in mind that they're kind of related. They're kind of, it's like water. It's like hot and cold, or you got warm, so it's always a combination of all of them. It's never just one or the other. But Dr. Lipton, who basically is a scientist inside the world of epigenetics, basically has said very profoundly that you can't be in growth and protection at the same time. You're either dominant one side or dominant the other side, especially with sympathetic tone. It's either fight or flight, and your body's in this constant turmoil of protecting itself, or it's in a primarily dominant parasympathetic, which is growth, development, and calm, like I mentioned earlier. This area, this autonomic nervous system, connected to the HRV, the heart rate variability, measuring it, also looks at what's called your vagus nerve. Vagus nerve it's kind of a hot topic. It's been around the internet for a while. It's very, very out there. There's a lot of people talking about it. Let me explain it to you this way. Kind of on the simple side, but let me explain it. Your vagus nerve is a cranial nerve, which means it doesn't go through the spine. It just comes out of your skull. It travels literally over a mile long because it weaves and goes all over the place. It's the longest cranial nerve in our body, and it's what's called an afferent nerve. That means the information is coming to the brain. So when I was in school, I always remember that afferent starts with an A, so the information arrives to the brain. The nerves that exit the brain are called efferent, so it starts with an E, so they exit the brain. So a little learning curve for you there. But this parasympathetic vagus nerve is exclusively a sensory nerve, or what's called afferent nerve, and it's 100% parasympathetic. It literally decides for your brain if your body needs to go into a protective state or in a growth state. It's sending information to the brain. When there's stress on that area, mostly the upper neck, what's called the C1, C2 area, upper cervical, or what's called the brainstem, when there's stress on that neurology, it doesn't destroy the vagus nerve, but what's called a facilitative lesion. So it's just either hyperreactive or it's dull. It's not really in that middle row where it's healthy and vital. It's either, again, overreactive or underreacting. Really easy example. You ever light a match and then burn the tip of your finger? For a moment or two, all you gotta do, you can even blow on it or barely touch it, and it's just incredibly painful. It has this kind of like hyperreactive, kind of like the nerves are just super excited. Within literally a minute or so, because we've actually damaged the nerves, they become low or hyporeactive, so it's kind of numb. So that is an example of a nerve being excited or a nerve being really depressed. You can either overfeel it or you can underfeel it. That's what happens to our vagus nerve. We can measure this. We can look at this. So if we're talking about preconception, if we're talking about conception, or if we're even talking about prenatal and even delivery, this part of our nervous system is very, very important. Because it not only is, like I mentioned, an afferent parasympathetic nerve, but it also helps regulate hormone function, hormone balance. obviously incredibly important for a female for menstruation. So we see a lot of dysmenorrhea, we see a lot of abnormal cycles when this female has stress on her upper neck or autonomic nervous system. It also controls sperm production. So for the male, if that sympathetic or that parasympathetic imbalance, you're going to have either a low sperm count or basically not a very what's called volatile, or actually, like the tail is moving really fast or really slow. These can all be a challenge with conception. Again, it's connected to the neurology of the upper neck. So attached to this video is another video from Dr. Matt, kind of explaining this. He's going to even show you HRVs. He's going to show you the readings so you get a sense of what we do here at Five Parks Chiropractic. There's also a website you can go to called pxdocs.com. And this will give you many, many articles on HRV, many articles on even preconception, conception, birthing process, etc. It also is a way to actually connect with doctors that do this work. So if you have a friend out of state and you're interested for their health and vitality because they're pregnant, have them watch pxdocs.com. They can find somebody in the area. If you're here in Arvada, Colorado, we're Five Parks Chiropractic, the Five Parks Village area over by Stanley Lake, West Arvada. And I even do telephone consultations at no charge. If you just want to find out about more what we do and how we do it, if you're interested in having a baby, or you just recently found out that you are pregnant and you want to make sure that this goes to its potential, that's the key word, not just survive, but potential of our newborn baby, let us know. Reach out, DM or Instagram or Facebook, do anything, give us a call. Let us know exactly what your needs are, what your concerns are, what your curiosity is. Share it with us. Also, if this video actually has any kind of impact on you and it's for a friend or for a family member, share it. Just let them know. Let them see what's going on. We are a grassroots movement. We have been since 1895. Our profession has always been communication. We communicate what we're doing so that you understand it and then you communicate it to your friends. It's a very different world than how medicine and pharmacology works. That's all over the news, it's all over the media. It's like a dominant stream of information. We have to do it through you. So we're here. Give us a call. I'm Dr. Jim Rolls here at Arvada, Colorado. Thank you for your time.